Have you been wondering what the apple fire aftermath looks like? Today we're in the foothills of the San Bernardino Mountains to show you what we found. Good morning, I'm Kat.
And I'm Kev, and we're at Bogart Park. We're going to take the Noble Creek Loop Trail today. Here we go. We're no stranger to burn areas. We've hiked through the aftermath of the Cranston Fire of 2018, which burned over 13,000 acres in the San Gorgonio Wilderness, to the Lake Fire of 2015, which decimated over 30,000 acres of the San Gorgonio Wilderness. The shocking difference is these areas have had time to make somewhat of a recovery, and although the trees are still dead and bare, the forest floors are ripe with new growth. At this time, we're still not able to access the San Gorgonio Wilderness to assess the damage of the apple fire, but discovered that we could see some of its devastation from Bogart Park hikes. Bogart Park is a hidden gem at the foothills of the San Bernardino Mountains in the city of Beaumont. They have hiking, horse trails, fishing, and camping. We'll put a link to their website in the description below. We began at the Bogart Park Horse Camp and were optimistic of the hike. The initial section of the hike was beautiful and looked untouched by the fire.
We've made it to the trailhead, we've made it through the horse camp, and we've come to this fire road, which I think we're going to take. You can see Kev up there. I think we're going to take this quite a ways until we actually meet the trail, which takes us up onto the ridge. Here we go.
We've come to the first crossroads and we're going to stay to the right here.
That's the fire road we just came down. Turn here to go through the trees, and we're going to go up through here. All right, we've left the fire road and we're going to come this way. We've come a little bit further up the creek and finally there's water here. Don't know whether it's just rainwater. Oh no, it's flowing. Looks like it's coming out of the ground here. Look at this, Kev. Like a little spring. No, it's definitely flowing downhill here. We found the creek, Noble Creek, and as you can see, most definitely the burn area, which is very sad. And we keep hearing rocks coming down the side of the draw here, so we're hoping it's not an animal of some description and just loose rocks. So we're going to keep going.
We'll be moving to the top of the ridge soon.
Yeah.
Underneath these rocks.
We just saw a trail runner come down this way, so he's alone, so I'm sure if anyone was going to get eaten, it would have been him. All right, up, up, up.
How do you like this hike so far?
It's a little sad. The smell is, you can still smell the burn area, and but we're finding beauty in different parts of the hike. The creek is really pretty, and hoping to get some good views as we go further up here. As you can see, we're going to go up. Let's go. This trail is rated moderate on all trails. Looks like we've come up against the road again. We've come up no more than about 10 minutes walking up this track, and you can go up that way, which will take you to an out and back hike. Or you can steer to the left here and go along Noble Creek, which is what we're going to do, and then make sure you have a GPS downloaded because it can be difficult to spot where you have to go. Oh, look at the hawk up there.
Just came in right.
Yeah, there he is.
He's coming to say hello.
Yeah, beautiful hawk.
This hawk was the last wildlife we would see on the hike. The apple fire began on July 31st, 2020. It burned for weeks as responders bravely fought to control the spread. By the time it was 100% contained, it had burned over 33,000 acres in the National Forest and the San Gorgonio Wilderness.
We're leaving the creek There is a footpath that steers to the right along the creek. Okay, Kevin's just checking that we're on the right path. But you're going to steer to the left and take the switchbacks up this ridge. Away from the creek now.
We tried to remain optimistic, but as we left the Oak Grove area and began the short ascent to the first small ridge, the devastation became obvious. The ground was like ash, and the smell of smoke still hung in the air. It was shocking to see the area completely devoid of any vegetation, the occasional sight of green treetops the only evidence that this area had once been abundant with life.
Come back off the ridge part a little bit more, down to the creek again. We were just saying how the water, even though it's flowing pretty well, probably wouldn't be good for drinking because of the fire. Even with our filters, I think it would probably still have a nasty taste. Oh, looks like the burn area is getting worse. The closer we get up to the ridge, it smells quite bad. I'm standing in a clearing here, so I'm not standing under any dead trees. Kevin has gone ahead a little bit to see if this is the way to go, and he is now motioning me to go that way. How many miles in are we, Kev, before we turn to kind of head back on ourselves?
1.4.
All right, so at 1.4, you're going to come to this open area where there are masses of burnt trees, and then you're going to take the turn off to come across.
We're now moving to a fire road, and you can see it's washed out up ahead. 3,400 feet, I think. 3,200.
Yeah, 3,400 feet, you said. Almost 3,500, it said. So, not too high. This does not go up that high. It goes up about 950 feet in elevation. Difficult to know where the trail goes. I think it goes this way. Looks like it's going to go directly up this draw here. No switch, which is a little tough, but okay. Thought there might be switches up here.
We made our way up the steep incline to join the ridge trail.
Okay, so we came to this lookout point. We came from down here, along here, and as you can see, the trail kind of goes here, and then we can't see where it goes from there. Let's go see where we can see where this trail goes. It looks on the GPS like it just goes right up the mountain. Okay, yeah, we're going through this burnt valley here. Wow. I think maybe we should be up on this section here. You get up there. Yeah, you can see these sections where the ground's just falling apart underneath us from the burn. Oh, okay. What about this here? Looks like there's a little goat path there. Okay, sheep trail it is then. Folks, we don't normally bushwhack, but as you can see, this trail has either burnt out or completely washed out. Our suggestion would be stay in the rut and follow it up. I believe we'll meet the trail up here. So this was the trail, but the burn and then the massive rainstorm and snowstorm we had has just washed it out. So doable, but steep and tough. But I don't think pretty sure the trail wasn't that any less steep prior to this. So all right, back on the trail. Whew, that was an adventure. So that's down there where this green is where Noble Creek is, and we just came up this draw here.
As we climbed further up the ridge, the trail became more like ash, and erosion forced us to head slightly off trail to remain safe.
So we're checking on the app again. We're going to go, as you can see, the trail goes down to here, but then it's going to go up and through this little canyon here, and then we're going to go all the way across that ridge there. You can see over here, it's little patches where the fire jumped and missed it.
This ridge trail, although still accessible, was quite treacherous in places, and we recommend trekking poles for extra stability.
Trying not to get depressed walking through here, really. It's really sad. The burn area is all around us, but it's still nice views, and we get some great views over the valley. Looking forward to getting up onto this snow ridge in a second and going up and seeing what views we can see up there. We've made it to the T in the trail. Now come off the trail that brought us all the way up the burn, through the burn area, up Noble Creek, and now up onto the top of the ridge. We think this is the highest point we're at, we're not sure yet.
Now probably over there on top of the ridge, we're gonna go right there.
Oh,
see,
okay.
Up to the top of that hill.
Oh, up there, right, yeah. So that's gonna be even higher. So this is a fire road. So go left up here, and we're not entirely sure where that goes, but I will do some research and we'll find out where that goes. But we're actually gonna go to the right here at this T, which will take us back and create the loop that'll take us back to Bogart Park. So, here we go. Oh, and by the way, getting to this point was crazy steep, which is why we're huffing and puffing a little bit. Looks a little nicer now. We have finally reached the snow. Be careful here because two things, it's very icy. Ooh, yes. Ooh, slippy, very slippy. All right, we'll come in. Whoa, careful. This is what we came for, some snow. Well, it must be all the way to the top of the ridge almost now, so keep going.
We're on the last switchback of this section here. We're going to meet the other section that heads back down to where we started, back down to Noble Creek. We're going to stop and take a break when we get there, probably.
We're going to stop here, have some snacks, and then head on. Not all the way to those mountains, which look pretty spectacular here. Okay, we are here on the top of the ridge. We've had some snacks, we've had a drink. This is what Kevin got me for Christmas. A little tiny thermos, so I could be the most British and have tea at the top of the mountain. Here's the view from our lunch. Looking at Yucaipa Ridge there in the snow. And then at the back there, the snowiest point right there in the center is actually San Gorgonio Peak with Dragon's Head just to the right. Over here and over that ridge there is to Whitewater, and then right behind us here, San Jacinto. For Kevin's shoulder there is the San Gabriel Mountains. We had lunch with a whole flock of ravens. We just, I see some of them still over there. There was about 8 or 9 of them just floating on these thermals around here a little while ago. The dramatic view down this canyon here. Burn area, all, gosh, all through here. Tragic. We've just come down this fire road, so that's what made it the loop we just did. And now we're going to walk back up through the horse camp, the equestrian camp, and back to the truck. On all trails it says it's a moderate hike, but with all the rain and the trails being washed out and the burn areas, I would rate this more on the upper moderate to hard level, wouldn't you, Kev?
Yeah.
We're gonna take the left here that we took last time and go through the groves. along the creek. This is the way we came up. Even though we've spent the whole time in the burn area.
Well, going through the creek here and the oak grove is not completely deleted.
No, that's true. There are quite a few oaks, as you can see along here, that are still alive, thank God. Managed to get some pictures of some plant life and grasses that we see up here that we would have seen had it not all burnt, but nice to actually see some of it. We're still on the other side of the Noble Creek. We'll be crossing in a little while.
It's right there.
Are we going to cross over here?
No, that's Noble Creek. Keep going.
Yeah. Creek's right here, dry at this bottom elevation, but we did see the water up earlier, didn't we?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not quite sure how many times we've crossed this creek today. Must be half a dozen.
The area prior to leaving the park was stunning, and although the views of the snow-covered mountains were spectacular, the burn area was worse than we'd expected. This was our first hike back after recovering from COVID, so it was relatively short, but definitely challenging in places. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and the like button. Our next trip will be in the desert, visiting wind caves. From Cat and Kev, your wilderness wanderers, we'll see you on the trail.